Hey,
I'm Ryan.
I'm Aaron.
And together we are
Functionally Literate.
Today we are resuming our discussion of 12 Months by Jim Butcher. We're talking about chapters 17 through 20 today.
It was a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah. So where we left off, Harry went to a Halloween party hosted by White Court vampires, and he saw a notable vampire there. Drakul.
The notable vampire.
Mm-hmm. And so let's kick off this roller coaster, yeah? Chapter 17. How Harry threatened the Lord of Ghouls, and how Laura threatened him in turn.
To be fair, Harry threatened like 15 different people in this.
He threatened two people.
It was a lot.
He threatened Drakul, which isn't even the most notable part of this chapter.
No.
And then he threatened Carter LaChase.
Yeah.
Drakul was, as I expected him to be, just like super cool and suave and clearly only there so he could torment Harry, because he immediately fucks off after that.
Dracul's whole vibe is just, I'm cooler than you and I know it.
Yeah, he does know it. And everyone else knows it too.
It's a little annoying, if I'm really honest. Like, he's too cool.
He's too cool.
And it's not even in like, oh man, like, I'm too cool for school. Like, no, he's actually.
He's even cool when he's acknowledging his failures, right? He implies that it's the White Court's fault that the Black Court, like, has shrunk so much over the years because of the book Dracula by Bram Stoker. He doesn't reference Bram Stoker, but he's like, he says to Laura, you've done far more damage to me with that writer than anyone else could. Please call me Vlad. Like, he's respecting her. Like, yeah, no, this is fine. And I'm okay with you having done what you did because it gave me a reason to cull all of the weak people from my court.
Oh, no. No, he personally says that it wasn't Laura, it wasn't the White Court doing the writer. He says, you've personally done more damage to me than any 3 supernatural nations through that writer.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
What did Laura do personally to Drakul?
Oh, wait.
Insane.
Oh, okay. So he's saying, like, she didn't have anything to do with the writer.
Not her personally.
Yeah.
But the supernatural nations banded together to release
that book.
Because the Black Court blows.
And he's saying she did far more damage to him than they did. Oh, okay. I misunderstood
than any
what he was
3
saying.
other supernatural nations.
Right.
What the fuck did Laura do?
To be determined. I'm sure this will come out during the eventual pillow talk.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
No, don't do that.
You said pillow talk.
I did. And?
What do you think pillow talk means, bro?
I think it means post-sex cuddles and talking.
Yeah, brown chicken, brown cow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So he gives Harry a business card. And he's like, here's where I live. If you want to come fight me, feel free. I'm just going to go ahead and say in front of 2 accorded representatives that I waive my accorded rights. Come fight me whenever you want. Unless, of course, you want to just be a man about it and get over the fact that you suffered losses in war.
Which, can we just say how bonkers it is that Drakul personally calls out the White Council of Wizards.
Yeah.
And then just looks at him and goes, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, no, Harry was stunned. He was like, nobody does that. Nobody ever just lays down a challenge to the White Council like that.
I mean, the last time an entity challenged the White Council,
they dropped a satellite on him.
Yeah. I mean, that was the Red Court, and they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And Dracul's like, those are children.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of insinuates that Harry's a child because he's like, only children get upset about losses in war.
Oh, no. He doesn't insinuate Harry's a child. He insinuates the White Council are children.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because he's like, no, listen, you all wrote that book, and I pruned my court, and we're stronger for it. Like, honestly, you did me a favor.
I love that Harry tries to drop the Titan thing.
Doesn't work.
He's like, oh, because I killed a Titan? He's like, oh no.
No.
Oh, that makes you interesting. But that's not why I'm here.
I'm here because I want to know who's gonna be on the final playing board when the final confrontation comes. Just like straight up acknowledging like, hey, there's gonna be a big fucking fight, and I want to know what's up with you because you're gonna be there. And Harry's like, yeah, so I'm Starborn, and he's Starborn, and he thinks that makes me interesting, and it's really annoying because I don't know what the fuck that means, being Starborn.
Speaking of Starborn, there's one other thing that's supposed to happen within a year.
Yeah, he made a deal with, what was it, Listens to Win?
Listens to Win.
Yeah, he was like, listen, we're done with this cagey, secretive nonsense. I deserve to know what the fuck does it mean that I'm Starborn? And he's like, all right, listen, it's not entirely up to me. This is like big deal information. There's people, give me a year, because there's people that I need to go talk to about this before I tell you this information. That's how big a deal this information is, that I, a wizard of the senior council, am hesitant to tell you this information because I don't know the consequences if I do. And Harry was like, all right, okay, I hear you. A year. There's a lot that's going to happen at the end of this year. It's kind of wild.
It's so much.
I wonder if we're going to actually get to hear about that in this book, or if we're going to have to wait until the next one.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope we hear about it in this book. I really do.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? So then Carter LaChase walks up, and I don't know about you, but I thought it was hilarious when Harry was like, get fucked and die, ghoul.
Oh, such a great line. Such a great line.
But what was even better was Carter's retort when he's like, why, Lady Molly, I am shocked and dismayed that you would think such a thing about me just because a proven racist, openly full of hatred for my people's kind.
I don't want to like LaChase. But he's a smarmy asshole.
He's so smarmy. And he's not technically wrong. Technically. And it's really rich coming from a ghoul. Technically, he is openly racist towards ghouls. That is that is undeniable fact.
I figured out what I laughed at.
What did you laugh at?
It was when Drakul showed up.
Uh-huh.
There's a little when Drakul disappears and reappears right by them.
Uh-huh.
It says, all three of us twitch jumped except for Molly and Laura.
Yeah, that was funny. He's like, yeah, no, all of us, except it was really just me.
Yeah, that's sorry. That's what got me. I was just like, that's stupid. It's just Harry.
Something that got me was when Drakul left, the way Molly and Laura reacted, right? Like, Laura was like, and she starts drinking from her champagne flute and her hand is shaking a little bit. And Molly's like, right? And she kind of absently shifts her dress. It's like, what is this? Are you guys intimidated, or are you turned on a little bit, or both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little both.
Maybe a little both. He's too cool.
Well, I mean, did you get you saw the description of his outfit, right?
Oh, I think I forgot. What was he wearing?
He was a tall man, 6.5 feet at least, wearing close-fit black pants and a vest with a billowing black shirt beneath. Corpse pale, shoulder-length black hair, and an epic widow's peak.
Imposing, to say the least.
Oh, and his eyes are like black holes.
It's intimidating. I don't know if I'd be attracted to that, though. In fact, actually, no, I would not be attracted to that. But I imagine Kit my wife would be like, "Ooh, boy," and just kind of like, fanning her face like, "Oh, wow."
Shadow Daddy.
Shadow Daddy.
Because, I mean, Dracul's the OG Shadow Daddy.
Yeah. But so the way this chapter kind of wraps up is Carter raises a good point, which is that Harry openly disrespected him. And so then Laura is forced to concede that point. Yeah, Harry, if you can't compose yourself decently, I'm going to kick you out. And then Carter's like, ooh, I see who's going to wear the pants in this relationship. And then she's like, you watch it or I'll throw you out with him. And then whatever happens after that is none of my business. And Molly's just got this evil fucking grin on her face. And this makes Carter reassess. And he's like, I apologize. The drink. I'm sorry. And she's like, forgiven. And then he goes and fucks off with two women, one dressed like Red Sonja, except Harry jokes that she's Goth Sonja, which I thought that was funny.
Two vampire chicks? Yeah.
Were they both vampire chicks?
Yeah.
And
they were White Court.
And Laura's like, hey, go give him something to sink his teeth into. And I just really, really hope that doesn't mean, hey, go find some mortal women for him to eat. I really hope, but odds are good that that's exactly what's going to happen, I feel.
Maybe he likes to bite during sex. Who knows?
Odds are high, I feel, that a ghoul likes, teeth while fucking, for sure.
Just fucking teeth.
Just biting and being bit. And so then Laura's like, hey, I'm going to talk to you privately. And she's like, hey, listen, I get it. I get everything you're going through. All that said, if you ever fucking disrespect me like this ever again, I will ruin you. And then she lays a fucking huge smooch on him that just totally knocks him out. It doesn't knock him out, but it completely dazes him.
For an hour.
Uh-huh. And she's like, I could make this all so simple, but in the end it would not work out if I did it this way. And he's like, no, please, do more. But he can't even talk. He's speechless, and she leaves. And he just sits there, and he doesn't come to his senses for like a half hour. And then a half hour after that, that's when Bear and Molly find him. And he says something that it's such an interesting, like, inversion of expectation, right? Because he's like, she threatened me. Take me home.
Oh, he didn't say it like that. His voice was rough. It was more, she threatened me. Take me home.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Ugh, man.
He still said it, though.
He did. He's like, she threatened me. Get me the fuck out of here. So what I think is interesting is in the coming chapters, he mentions something for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's the Winter Mantle reactivates.
Yeah.
So Laura did something to jumpstart his sex drive again, which had apparently been hibernating.
He mentions this in the next chapter too. Yeah, Laura kissing him has, as you said, reminded
him that sex exists.
And he is really annoyed about it. Actually, I think he was kind of okay with the mantle not exerting control over him in that specific way. Like, it was still fucking with him, but it wasn't like wanting to fuck using
everything.
Him.
Everything. Because, like, here's the thing about the mantle. Like, if it has tits and moves, like, Harry's like, ooh?
And he was already predisposed to do that anyways.
Yeah, but even when something wants to kill him, now he's just kind of like, ooh? Like,
oh, hello.
And I'm going to be really honest. I enjoyed having a break from the mantle.
Yeah, I did too. No, I did too. Yeah.
It is kind of funny that it started back up again and he's just pissed off about it. He's like, damn it.
I mean, the dude's 40, like, the sex drive has to dial back at some point, but now it's never gonna.
No, because he perpetually has, like, supernatural libido.
Yeah. Supernatural libido. That sounds like the worst double-edged blessing/curse.
You're just old and tired and you're like, stop. I don't wanna.
I don't wanna. Chapter 18. How Harry has been spending many of his late nights in his room. So when you were reading earlier, before we started this episode, you said, who the fuck is he talking to? Mm-hmm. Do you know the answer to this question now?
Yes.
Okay. Who was he talking to?
Murphy.
Absolutely, he was talking to Murphy. I think it's interesting that at no point he says her name in this chapter. It's always just she. But it's so obvious, if you've read all of the books prior to this, that he's talking to Murphy. He's talking to the ghost of Murphy. And apparently, because they hinted this in earlier chapters, because in an earlier chapter when Bear was looking at his room, or maybe it was somebody else, I don't know, but somebody was looking at his room and saw the Monopoly board, like, just on the table in his room. He's been playing Monopoly with the ghost of Murphy most nights since she died.
Which goes back to how he's been talking and laughing at night.
Yeah.
That explains that.
Yeah. And it's really fucking sad.
Homeboy's calling up the shade of his dead girlfriend.
So he can play games with her and just be happy.
Which is terrible.
She's acknowledging that this is not good for him. She's like, listen, I love the time that we spend together, but it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. This is the spoiler, by the way.
This is the spoiler? This is the thing you wanted to talk about earlier?
Yeah. That he's been calling up Murphy's shade.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to know that. I'm glad you didn't tell me that. It does make me wonder now, though, like, who or what else is he talking to in his room at night? Because first we get himself, and now we're finding out it's Murphy. Is there are there things that are, like, trying to, like, tempt him in the night when he's, like, at his weakest?
He stopped drinking, at least.
He did, and the shade of Murphy was like, hey, that's good. It never did me any good.
And Murphy would know. She drank herself silly a lot.
Especially after dealing with trauma.
Yeah.
That was
after
kind of her go-to.
The nightmare.
After the nightmare ripped up her soul. And also when she found out her second husband was getting remarried to her sister. And also, if I remember correctly, when she found out one of her ex-husbands died of cancer or something, that fucked her up. And she started drinking then, if I recall. Like, that's kind of her go-to when she's, like, at her saddest, was drinking.
I mean, yeah, but she's a cop. That's kind of what cops do.
Hey, way to stereotype. The look you gave me.
I mean...
I tease.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I couldn't speak to that. I don't know cops that well.
Neither do I.
I know a couple, but I don't know them well enough to be like, hey, when you're at your lowest, do you drink?
Would you consider yourself an alcoholic? I mean, so I know several military members, and I feel like cops and military members are kind of on similar levels.
Similar,
of things.
But not. They would not like to be compared, I would say.
No. But lots of members of the military leave their service as alcoholics.
Sure.
And whether that's the lifestyle or if they're dealing with shit.
Do you imagine he's going to keep talking to Murphy at night? Or do you think maybe this conversation has kind of dissuaded him from doing that?
I think that by the end of the book, he will put that to rest.
Do you think he's probably going to still do it a little bit?
Yeah. I think we'll have a couple more chapters like that.
Do you know what bugs me the most about this revelation, though? Of all the games that he could be playing with the ghost of Murphy, Monopoly? Dude.
What's he going to play? Hide the pickle? Like, what do you want him to do?
Any other board game. Literally any other board game. Any other board game.
You just don't like Monopoly.
Fuck Monopoly! It's the worst game! Like, you know, maybe Murphy doesn't want to keep doing this anymore because she's tired of Monopoly. Maybe he should mix it up.
So the crazy thing about this is that wizards compel shades.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't want to keep coming, he can just keep calling her up.
Now that's fucked up.
He could trap her in a circle.
No. He wouldn't do that. At least I hope he wouldn't do that. That would be fucked.
It would be. But I'm just saying, like, magically speaking, you can compel shades.
But he knows that it's not really her. He knows that this is a copy. He knows that. But it doesn't matter.
No, it's Murphy.
It's Murphy. Man, that sucks.
It's what's keeping him from moving on, though.
And that's the problem. And she even points that out. It's like, if it was you, would you torture your daughter like this? And he's like, no, of course not. And he doesn't, like, he almost, but not quite, gets to why that would be fucked up. And she's like, okay, so you're almost there. Why don't you pretend tonight that you are there and go to sleep like you're a little girl who wants her dad? Because she raises a lot of good points. Like, listen, he's got Michael, he's got Will, he's got both of his daughters.
Oh. Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie. Bonnie's been referenced once in this book.
Well, that's because Maggie keeps her.
He doesn't treat her like a daughter, though. And that's fucked up.
He birthed her.
Yeah.
Out of his brain space.
Yeah, he did. And there's been as little attention as has been given to Maggie. It pales in comparison to how little, if any, attention has been given to Bonnie. And I think that's fucked up.
I don't know. Peace Talks, we saw Bonnie.
Yeah, we did. For a moment. I'm just saying, I'd like to see a little more attention devoted to his other daughter. Like, yeah, she's not normal. She's an intellect spirit. But I would argue that because of what she is, far more attention should be devoted to her for the safety of everyone than is being devoted to Maggie.
I think it's interesting that Harry's like, here, tiny child, have a spirit of intellect that has all of the knowledge of a fallen angel.
Also, she's your sister. Have fun.
Half sister.
Now, I'm not doing that half bullshit, okay? They're sisters.
Half sister.
What? So what? Does that make them less than?
They have different moms.
Does that make them less than?
It shouldn't. But some families are fucked up, Ryan.
Like this one. I don't know, man. Like, I think that more than anything is what bugs me about Harry nowadays is, like, I don't know. Like, I think the idea that being with her puts her in danger is a crock of shit when you are literally in a castle that Merlin built.
Well, so for the first several weeks, the defenses weren't engaged.
Yeah,
remember?
And now they are.
They just got fixed.
And now they are. And so where's his daughter? She's still with Michael.
So, but remember, in the last conversation that he has with her on Halloween,
yeah,
he says, oh, when you're on breaks, you can come stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
He says that.
I'm going to go visit you for dinner, and on weekends, you can come visit me. That is what he says. And that'll be nice. But it doesn't change now. Yes, I am being hard on Harry. I don't care.
He's going through a lot, Ryan.
Yeah, he is.
He's going through so much.
Okay, I'm just saying, when, getting a little personal here, when my mom died, my dad didn't fuck off.
Oh, when my mom died, my dad definitely fucked off.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
They were divorced.
Well, I mean, that's a little different.
Listen, I called my dad and was like, hey, by the way, mom died. And there was a pause, and he's like, huh, well, that kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Jesus. Okay.
And I was like, yeah, a little bit.
All right, okay. You know what? Maybe I'm being a little hard on Harry. Just a little bit. Chapter 19. How the normies began to threaten the minor talents of Chicago.
I didn't like this chapter.
You did not like this chapter.
It was fine.
What about this chapter did you not like?
Well, it starts off good. I like the conversation between him and Fitz.
Yeah. Fitz is developing more as an apprentice wizard. Harry has told him that he wants him to start going to the range and practicing with fire and force magic after they work out nearly every day.
Yeah.
For like a half hour. So that way he can start to hone his evocation abilities. But he also says that wardens are primarily evocators. However, in a lot of ways, evocation is kind of the weakest of the arts because it's flashy, but it's not super versatile outside of combat.
Right.
And so it's more useful to have a specialization outside of that, like enchantments or divination or ectomancy, because Fitz openly acknowledges that his specialization would be shades, like his ability to call up and interact with shades.
Well, exactly. Like Harry's specialty is thaumaturgy.
Yeah. And he tells Fitz that divination is probably his weakest art, and he's working on shoring that up because knowledge is power, especially in their line of work.
Well, wizards are the wise. Harry says this several times.
Yeah.
Like, knowledge is that's their whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You give a wizard time to prepare, and they can counter anything.
But the bulk of this chapter you didn't care for. I don't like Bach.
So, when we first meet Bach, way back.
This would have been in Deadbeat.
Oh, before that.
No, it was book 7, wasn't it?
I thought it was before that.
I don't know.
Remember.
My first memory of Bach is when he kicks Harry out and says, like, listen, I don't want you coming here no more.
Yeah.
That's literally the first encounter I recall with him.
Yeah. But, like, Harry had a good relationship with Bach for years, and then Bach is like, nope.
You're too dangerous.
You're done.
Sorry.
And ever since then, he's been kind of an asshole.
Ever since then, they've kind of just not really talked unless they absolutely had to. In this instance, I'm a little confused because I don't see why Bach even came here. Like, he says why, but his reasoning doesn't make sense to me. He's like, listen, I didn't come here asking for help. I came here telling you this is what we're going to do, and you're not going to do anything about it because if you do, we're going to tell the White Council that you have an apprentice.
Bach didn't threaten that.
Yes, he did.
The one of the other two did.
No, it was him.
That was Roger.
Hang on. I'm going to contest this. I frowned at Bach and the committee before him. What are you talking about? Bach says we're going to take steps, nothing deadly, but we're not going to just let ourselves get beaten either. Harry says, you mean to use magic? Bach nods. Harry says, the wardens won't like that. Bach says they aren't going to know. Aren't they? Bach smiles without mirth. Not from you, at least, or we'll tell them about Fitz.
Oh, I misread that.
Okay.
I thought it was Roger. Like the little skinny dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's ballsy for like a little skinny guy. Like,
it's Bach. And so I'm confused why he would even bother doing that. Like, why? It's pretty fucking bold to just like walk up to the wizard that helped save Chicago and be like, hey man, you're not gonna do nothing.
Also, I think it's kind of interesting that Bach's like, you don't run this town, and I'm like,
then why are you here?
He kind of does.
If he doesn't run this town, why did you even tell him?
So there's a lot of speculation on the internet that at the end of Battleground, when Harry declares himself the Wizard of Chicago, that he's unconsciously forming a new mantle.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that speculation. Like he's unconsciously creating a new seat of power that could potentially be passed on. Yeah.
Maybe. But the point of it is that he's the Wizard of Chicago.
I mean, and he has been.
Yeah, but more officially now than ever.
Now that he's officially said so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bach being like, you don't run this town. It's like a little kid going, you don't tell me what to do.
That's exactly what it is.
Like, it's 100%, it's insane.
Yeah. And Dresden's being reasonable about it. Like, he doesn't want normies fucking beating up. We haven't actually said why they actually showed up. He doesn't. The problem is that these two people that Bach shows up with got the shit beat out of them by normal people that are scared of the supernatural. That's what it comes down to. These two people, they were just trading goods outside of Mac's place, and they got beat up with brooms. With brooms!
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It is.
And so his solution, which I think is a reasonable one, because it's a soft escalation, right? He's like, okay, well, since we're concerned about people getting beat up after night falls, why don't I, before, like, when the market is gonna close, why don't I send a couple Knights of the Bean down there to keep the peace when it's dark, before the market closes?
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable solution. Bach's not for this. Bach's like, nah, we're gonna use magic. And he's like, that's dangerous, and the wardens won't like it, and it'll piss me off personally.
And it's stupid.
It is stupid.
Like, they're scared of the supernatural.
So we're gonna use the supernatural and prove them right.
Right.
Dumb.
It's dumb. Bach's just being dumb.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's not street smart. He's book smart. He runs a bookstore.
Actually, it's kind of right, because Harry goes out of his way to explain how knowledgeable Bach is.
Mm-hmm. Because of all the books he reads. But that doesn't mean he's ever put it into practice.
Yeah. And Harry's sitting here going, listen, I've got practical experience. I've seen this. It's not going to work out how you think it's going to.
Mm-mm. He literally just had that lesson taught to him again a couple months ago, because it's November now, and a couple months ago the events of the law happened, and you remember how that book went. The whole time until like sometime in the second act, he's just trying to throw his weight around as like a big bully with magic, and it doesn't work.
No. So Harry knows, like, this isn't going to turn out how he thinks
just
it's going to.
relearned this lesson. Yeah, but Bach, he finally relents. He's like, okay, fine, we'll try it your way. And that's how the chapter ends.
What is interesting to me is why haven't we seen Marcone?
I mean, technically we have, if you count the events of the law. But for the purposes of this story, that's a good question. And I think we probably will see him in this story. We just haven't yet.
Well, because Harry's all about solidifying things, getting Chicago back, and it seems like, as much as he would hate to admit it, Marcone is probably one of the best people to help out right now.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't.
And he's still trying to do everything himself. Well, he didn't even want to go to Laura for help.
That's right.
Laura had to come to him. Harry's just being kind of dumb.
That's kind of Harry's MO, though. He's always kind of being a little dumb. But he's being smarter now than he ever has been. He's just, you know, mourning. That never makes anyone think sensibly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Chapter 20. How Harry and Carlos had a heart-to-heart.
I love this one.
This was a nice chapter for a few reasons. Like, yeah, there was this whole thing with Carlos, which I think was a good conversation for them to have. I'm glad that they're, like, you know, developing their relationship now that they're no longer affiliated with the same organization. But the thing that actually I thought was far more interesting was Will.
Oh, that development was insane.
Yeah. Like, dude's getting more powerful. And there's an implication that it's because of Harry from the events of Battleground.
That, or there was just so much magic in the air.
Yeah. But Harry thinks that it's something to do with him because of the banner that he was waving around, empowering everyone around him.
Well, I think he thinks it's both.
Probably both.
Because he mentions, like, the amount of magic that was being thrown around awakened Fitz's power when it probably shouldn't have been.
Mhm.
And he's like, it's also did shit to Will, and
Because-
like, yeah,
Because
it did shit to me.
Will explicitly tells Harry that he has a minor healing factor, right? Like, Harry split his lip while they were training, and now it's not split. And also, in human form, he was able to smell Carlos and Ilyana outside on the street.
And he's got wolf eyes. He's got reflective eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. That is very interesting. And I'm curious to know if the rest of the wolf pack have progressed in the same or similar ways. Because we haven't seen any of the other werewolves.
Not yet.
Not yet. But then, of course, you know, the wardens show up and Ilyana comes in blustering as she always does, or, well, I say always, as she did last time. She's a bit of a jerk. She touches Harry's stomach to sense dark magic. She doesn't. She's like, I don't understand. And Harry's like, of course you don't. And then he threatens her, and he's like, listen, if you ever touch me again, I'm going to throw you off the roof. And she's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he's like, you've been warned. You're gonna leave this roof one way or another. So I suggest you go do that. And then Carlos comes up and he's like, hey, go back to Edinburgh right now. Go. And then they talk. And that's nice.
I do genuinely enjoy that Carlos is sticking up for him a little bit.
A little bit.
Even to other wardens. It's like, you're being an asshole, get out of here.
Yeah. I do feel like there's a little bit of hypocrisy there, like when they're talking about Ilyana after she leaves, and then they're like, man, I miss Morgan. Do you really, though?
Because Morgan is, again, one of my favorite characters, even though he is an asshole.
Yeah.
It's the whole, he's an asshole, but you knew where you stood with him. Ilyana's just an asshole.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty clear where we stand with Ilyana.
No, she just hates everyone. You could earn Morgan's respect.
Does she hate Carlos? Like, she grudgingly
She doesn't seem to like Carlos.
Well, of course not, because Carlos is like, hey, quit being a jerk to my kind of friend.
Carlos is being diplomatic, and she's like, we should just kill all of the evil. But no, so, yeah, Morgan is the lovable asshole, and Ilyana's just an asshole.
But they seem the same to me. Ilyana's just the new Morgan.
No.
You disagree?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. When Morgan needed help, he was able to work with Thomas.
That is true.
And Molly. And Harry. And he might have been...
Kind of.
He was grumpy about it.
And Mouse had to sit on him multiple times.
Sure. He was grumpy about it, but in the very end...
God, I love that book.
Like, Turncoat's amazing.
Such a good book.
It's the best.
The Turncoat's the only reason I like Morgan, though.
Yeah. Morgan had redeeming qualities.
I don't think that Ilyana doesn't have redeeming qualities.
She hasn't shown any yet.
I mean, how could she? We're still laying the groundwork that she's an asshole.
Yeah. Because that's all we've got.
But
so far, she's just been psycho.
Anyways, moving away from Ilyana, I like that Carlos is still capable of being sympathetic to Dresden's situation. He feels, or at least he said he feels like he doesn't know who Harry is anymore. But it seems pretty evident to me that he does know exactly who Harry is, and he can understand with Harry's, like, the situation that Harry's in.
Yeah.
Like, he can understand that because he's in mourning, that his magic's not working the way that it should. Like, that makes sense to him. And he's sympathetic to the fact that Harry needs time, and he's not getting it. And finally, the way the chapter ends is he tells Harry that the reason why they came to visit was because they have informants that have tipped them off that dark magic is being utilized in Chicago. He admits it's not much, but if it had been Harry, it would have been enough to justify killing him.
Just another problem.
It's just another problem.
It's one more thing.
And one more thing. We're only a third of the way through the book, and I've confirmed this. We are now officially a third of the way through the book, which means that we're still going to get about 12 or so more chapters where more things are going to get piled on. That's my prediction.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Of course not.
It's going to be a ride, though.
I'm wondering if maybe in like March or April, Harry is going to be recovered enough that he feels like, okay, it's time to go take on Drakul.
You think I don't think we're going to see that in this book.
You don't think you're going to see that in this book?
No.
Maybe after maybe the next book then, after he finds out what's up with Starborn.
So you remember a couple episodes ago we were speculating on Mirror Mirror and it being time travel-y.
You were saying that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Guess what Harry mentioned in this last chapter?
He mentions if he could go back, and Carlos makes a joke, or at least I interpreted it as a joke. He's like, don't go talking about breaking the sixth law.
Which is time travel.
Which is time travel. I know. But, I mean, not everybody, but so many people talk like that. It's like, if I could only just go back and change this one thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Everybody talks like that. But Harry could.
Hypothetically, he could, but he doesn't know how to travel. Yet. See you all next Tuesday, where we'll be discussing chapters 21 through 24.
We'll see what happens.
Bye.
Bye.